Oh, where shall I be when the first trumpet sounds? Oh, where shall I be when it sounds so loud? When it sounds so loud as to wake up the dead. Oh, where shall I be when it sounds? In church, we used to sing this song. It seemed as though we were begging, beseeching, hoping, wishing, praying for someone to release us from this misery. Song born of a people whose history was stolen, surreptitiously buried by writers of history, politicians so overcome with visions of capitalist gain it led them across the globe plundering culture, land, and resources because inside they were lacking. To have auspicious beginnings only to be left with this. Barely surviving in communities comprised of stolen people on stolen soil, no concept of freedom or equality, torn apart and scattered as breadcrumbs to crows, and you want me to forget. Miseducate me with systemic deceit, just cast away into oblivion every thought and possibility of reparation. Honestly, you can keep your sterile presidential apologies, we don't need them. It sounds like children who are made to apologize for something that they're really not sorry about. Does it apologize for faces once dark and bright with laughter turned puzzled, terrified, longing, mournful, sallow from illness, determined and beaten, cracked skulls, cracked necks on rope, determined and beaten with whip, now nightstick? Beat out the very soul of existence, tranquilized into a stupor, needles filled with hundreds of years of self-hatred, injected with let me just keep my head low and maybe they won't harass me, bother me, notice me mentalities, and here we are in a new millennium, still salvaging scraps of truth. Shh, it's your dirty grand secret, America. Slavery is a crime against humanity and it will not be under rug swept. You owe us. Like you owe the Native Americans and the Japanese and the Jews and everyone else you can see your way to paying, you owe us. So sit there, squirm in your seats, try to diminish the words I speak, pass it off as merely a black issue. I wish you would try to say, oh my God, not another black identity piece. You'd think they'd be over it by now. Please, I am the reluctant revolutionary. I never wanted this. I never asked to be called out like this, never wanted to study my history because I knew I'd be pissed, just tried to get along, accepting all of your equality and justice bullshit, trying to make compassion for the plight of my people in your mind stick. Then they tell us we should start from scratch. Just move on. I mean, how can we know who to give it to? It's a lot of y'all. Besides, it's too massive, too hard to calculate. But funny, there seemed to be no problem calculating profits from free labor during slavery. Corporations don't seem to have a problem calculating profits afforded them today by the blood, sweat, tears, lives, and souls of my great-grandmother's grandparents. See, she still walks this earth today, and her memories have been indelibly singed into my existence. So now I got Louis Armstrong, Clifford Brown, Miles Davis, and Dizzy Gillespie forming a quartet of trumpets sounding in my ear, sweet screaming, it's time to wake up. Because the revolution starts here, and here is where apology cease and payment begins. I am the trumpet. Let it sound, you are the trumpet. Let it sound, we are the trumpet. Let it sound so loud as to wake up the dead. Oh, where shall I be when it sounds?